My name is Symphony, and the song that you just heard is a scripture song. It comes from John chapter 4, verse 24, as I sang. And if you may recall the lyrics of the song, it said, "God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth." Well, what is the context of this verse? Let's see if you can remember without looking. What happens in John 4? What story does John chapter 4 describe? I'll give you a moment. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So in John 4, Jesus meets the Samaritan woman at the well. And we're skipping a lot of details, moving forward to the main point. And the woman asks Jesus, "So where is the best place to worship God? Jews say we should go to Jerusalem. We have our own temple over here in Samaria. Where should we go to worship God?" And Jesus' ultimate point was that soon it won't matter where you go per se to worship God, because God's primary temples will not be in this location or that location, but where? 1 Corinthians 3:16 has the answer, and it says, "Know ye not that you are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwells in you?" Oh, wow, wow, wow. So, the temple is not this building. That's not God's favorite temple. God's favorite temple is you and me. Oh, isn't that so special? So God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. God told Moses when he was used as an instrument to create the temporary ordinances that were to point to Christ, that God wanted them to build a sanctuary so he could dwell among them. And now, with the Spirit of God, God can dwell among us everywhere we go. When we go to the grocery store, we are the temple of God. When we go to the church service, we are the temple of God. Even when we go to our friend's birthday party, we are still the temple of God. We never stop being the temple of God. When we're sleeping, when we're awake, we are always the temple of God. Or we should be. But that is why God had to tell us how to worship him. If we are the temple of God, we must worship him in spirit and in truth. What does that mean, in spirit? Well, in spirit means many things. In this context, it means in sincerity, with fullness of heart, with all your heart. And in truth means with all your mind. There's another verse that adds a lot of context to this. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 15, which says, "What is it then? I will pray with the Spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing with the Spirit, and I will sing with the understanding also." So, with the Spirit, with the understanding, with all my heart and with all my mind, I will worship God as his temple. And it doesn't just mean when I am praying or when I'm singing, but when I am living. Because I'm not the temple of God sometimes. I am the temple of God all the time. Or at least I should be. And that is the devotional thought for John chapter 4, verse 24. See you next time.